So again, shout out to Pastor Jamal Bryant and what they doing at New Birth with the Target Fast, because they're trying to galvanize and organize. And there's other people as well on these front lines like Tamika Mallory and other people who are trying to organize. But I think the issue is, again, the mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's like, can you be disciplined enough to say no to Target when you love Target? You know what I'm saying?
Is it that we love Target, or is it, for me, yes, I love Target, but I have not been to Target in a long time. I haven't been to Target all of February. And I even said, like, once that DEI thing like happened, I was like, oh, I'm straight. Let me pay off my Target credit card. I got like $200 on there. Let me pay that off, and I'm good. And I don't want to. But now I have my dog food, which is, me and Danielle just looked up, where can I purchase this dog food at? I can't get it nowhere but Target. You know what I'm saying? Or I was thinking about makeup to get. Target has cheaper makeup options that I can get for myself, but now I have to sit here and think about going somewhere else. And that's the other thing. If we look at these smaller businesses who might hold these particular products, it's going to be more expensive.
We are not lazy.
We got comfortable because after
that's what I'm looking for.
As things began to unfold and we got the things that we wanted and needed, we're able to go. We got to integrate the schools. We got to drink from the water fountains. We got to do what we got to do. We started to get a little comfortable, but there was still a fight that we still have to do. There was still a fight for equality, regardless of those type of things that happen legally within the government, as far as Jim Crow laws.
But
at
the same time, like X just said, the fight never stopped, right?
Yeah, we were still fighting.
There are tons, numerous, like. When I say tons, I'm talking about there are millions of black people in this country that feel like racism is just a thing of the past. Even though people like us see racism all the time because we live. I mean, there are people that live like in different parts of the country that legitimately will argue you down about how racists get and stuff like that. And I think that just comes from decades of us not having the segregation not being there. More and more the integration, people seeing people as equals and things like that. So when something like this happens and you pull the veil back and it's like, no, they still think of us as jokes. No, they still play with us. No, they still don't value your dollar. No, they still think that you'll buy whatever they can crap in your hands and you'll eat out of it. Yeah, they still think that. And then we do the thing where it's like, well, for today, we will show them that we are united. And that's what we was talking about during the break. I was asking you, like, how do you think the person in that boardroom really views a boycott when he knows that this generation, how long can they go without the dog? Not judging you, but how long can they go without the dog food? How long can they go without ordering something from their daughter on Amazon? They can do this. They can the same way we put the kente cloths on the on the stuff in Walmart. You know what I'm saying? That's why I didn't ever care about that. I'm not ever really. I feel like they bet on the fact that they know that we're comfortable. And that was the perfect word for it.
But I feel like that's the issue, is that we have to be okay with being uncomfortable.
I don't think you're gonna find
but I think that's what I mean by the mindset. Like, even today, I'm wearing a black owned, like apparel. Shout out to HBCU Threads and shout out to J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? I think that these are black owned people, black owned businesses. Like, you gotta be able to support your own and be able to be uncomfortable. That's the thing. The people of the 60s and the 70s, they were okay with being uncomfortable. They were okay with walking. They was okay with, being spat on. They was okay. Well, they wasn't okay with it, but they was able. But they were able to continue to endure. All of us are uncomfortable. Like, there's some people.
I don't think people are uncomfortable.
They had time to train for those type of things. That's my point.
I don't even know.
They did. But all I'm saying is, yes, there are some people who are living the good life. And they don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah.
But those people are not the majority of us.
Never.
The majority of us are still struggling to make ends meet. And we're still trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. Shout out to Tupac. All right. And we're still trying to make things work. So you have to be uncomfortable. Yes, I might have to drive a little bit longer. Yes, I might got to pay a little bit more. But the question is, do you value what we're trying to do as a community, or are you selfish? That's really what it comes to. Are you self-centered, or are you about the community?
The answer
and the
to that question, first of all, for most people in general, is an overwhelming yes. There's no question that the answer to are you selfish?
But your actions are going to show. I don't want to hear. And I mean, I'm trying to hold myself accountable too. I don't want to hear what you'll do with your lips. I want to see what you'll do with your actions, because your actions speak louder than your words.
But I do feel like when we talk about the circulation of the dollar within the black community, it's hard for us to see that, because we're one of the races who do not have these set communities.
You're right.
We don't have an Asian community. We don't have like if you go to Duluth,
Yeah.
you go to Duluth, the whole block is their restaurants, their banks, their salons, their car dealerships, like the whole nine. You go, there's, what is it, Brookhaven?
Yeah.
All the Mexicans is over there. They got the whole, you know what I'm saying? They got all of that. When our space is the hood. Our space has been turned over and have abandoned buildings and abandoned houses. And so I think there is I think that if we saw a change, say I'm putting into the black businesses, I'm continuing to support because that's what I want to do. That's what I know to do. But at what point is it helping us as we're not seeing it? You know what I'm saying? I think we are a generation, and people in general, you want to see the results. Yeah. We're not necessarily seeing the results, unfortunately. So then people will be like, oh, well, I mean, I'm just go ahead and go back to Walmart.
I think people in the, we're going to come to when we come out.
Don't hang up, callers.
Yeah, it's Jahai. We're going to come to you after this break, too. I think that we live in, I think tough times build tough people. I think that our ancestors and the people that were alive in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, the people that fought and pioneered the civil rights movement, those teenagers that were on the front lines helping and going to the meetings with Dr. King and stuff like that. I think that those kind of people do still exist. I think that they're few and far between now. I think I'm not sitting here acting like every single person, everybody's seen the Boondocks where Pops was like, man, ain't nobody going to the rally. I know that those people existed back then, but I think for every one of those people, you had 4 or 5 people that was so tired that had seen their grandmother get treated racist, that they might have been treated racist. They might have not been able to go to a school that had books. For every person that was like, I'm good, there was somebody that had firsthand experience dealing with racism and was willing to lay it on the line and willing to tell their family, we're going to lay it on the line. I think nowadays, because people are comfortable and everybody isn't one person away from that experience, they're able to push it out of their minds. That's why I talked about the people that are good and they're like, oh, well, racism isn't a real thing. To them, because they're so far removed from it that they can't even imagine how it's impactful or impacting somebody's life. They don't understand how breaking that line and going into Chick-fil-A when it's hundreds of thousands of black people standing on the outside makes us all look weaker, and they don't really care about why we look weaker. So I think it's just one of them situations where the things that they fought for resulted in people being comfortable. And I think that's a
but that kind of was the goal. That kind of was the goal.
That's what I'm saying. That was the goal. And that's the goal. When the country goes to war, the goal is no more war. Guess what happens the next time?
The goal is for black people to be living in peace.
Exactly. But when somebody goes to war, the end goal is no more war, right? Guess what happens when there's no more war? Your soldiers are weak. And the next time something happens, you lose.
I think this time we have, even though we have gotten comfortable, we have always still fought. There has still always been a fight in black people, regardless. It don't matter if we got the peace. It don't matter if we got the drink from the water fountains. After that, there was still always something that they tried to hold us back from. So there has always still been a fight. Right now, this generation is completely different. We have the internet. We have media. We now have a Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? We've never been faced with somebody who is taking over like this, to a degree like this. So there's still a learning aspect with all of this. I do feel like a bit of us is weak because of how comfortable we are. They're kids who are not really standing up. But I think, and to that, and while I was raising my hand earlier, I wanted to say, it's going to take a few years for us to get some strength and to figure out, because now it's a moment of trying to, now it's, okay.
Am I coming off doom and gloom?
How do we strategize out of this?
Okay.
So yeah.
Jahai, we're going to come to you after this break. News and Talk, 1380. Give us a call. Desi, give them the number.
44726-1380.
We'll be here. X will be here. Call us.